What? Hey, what's going on, Twisters? Happy Friday to all of you. So we're supposed to be live tonight as we hang out during a tilt between the Edmonton Oilers and the Calgary Flames. For some reason, ESPN Plus is not showing this as one of the games that I'll get for tonight, even though I get seemingly every other game. So we'll troubleshoot that in just a little bit. Welcome. It's great to have you here. I wasn't even going to do that intensive live commentary. So even if we can't get this game, I could put on a different game and we can still have some fun chatting about that and so much more. Anyway, we actually have another sort of piece to our programming for this evening, besides, of course, hanging out with myself, you guys, and Cortana, my pupper right here. But we actually do have a bit of trivia tonight in the theme of the Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames. So we do have that to look forward to as we get into first intermission. And also, if you haven't already, do check out our Discord. Now we have a full community set up here on Discord. We have chat rooms for everybody's favorite teams in the NHL and other sorts of fun chats about collectibles and jerseys and that sort of thing. So if you want to join our community on Discord, just see the video description down below. There is a link to that. You can also follow me on other social media platforms. So good evening. Hope you made it through this week okay, everybody. And hopefully we can chat on here and enjoy our evening as we get closer to the start of the regular season. So it'll be fantastic. Of course, dropping the puck there with the regular season underway in just about 2 weeks time. And tomorrow night, I've got the WHL home opener to look forward to with our Spokane Chiefs in town. So anyway, so who we got joining us? We got Dustin, Mike, Rick, King of the Surf. How you doing, Theo? Jake, Chance, and RB Pizza Hut. Terve ja tervetuloa. I do believe that you come all the way from Finland, so it's awesome to have you here. Oh, in the UK. Okay. I think you were talking about Finnish goal horns at one point, so. But okay. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. All right. So we'll have to figure out if this damn game is even available on ESPN Plus. I tell you, man, you think you got everything right when it comes to your streaming setup, and then everything just completely goes to hell. Anyway, and yeah, we have a very exciting poll here going on. Who do you think is going to win tonight in this very thrilling, intense preseason matchup? We've got, of course, I don't know if Connor McDavid will be in the lineup. Actually, I can probably check the lineup cards for tonight's game. If you give me a moment here. Trevor, hey, how's it going, man? I hope you're excited for the Hurricanes to get underway pretty soon. I'm thinking about actually going to a game this year, believe it or not. Yeah, we're probably only going to stick to one. I don't know. I don't know about that, Mike. Monday's kind of tough, to be frank with you. You don't have nights games. Yeah, I know. I hate how you basically get blacked out of watching your local team if you want to just do streaming. It's the dumbest thing, I swear. But yeah, do we have an Oilers lineup card to see if McDavid and or Draisaitl plays tonight? Let's see here. We have a preview for the game, but I don't see a lineup card here. Sometimes the media will actually put out that information. I don't know if I can. Okay. Is McDavid or Draisaitl on the ice tonight? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Derek Ryan, Spokane, Washington native. Lane Peterson, Brad Malone, Warren Fogle. Oh, yeah, it's very much a B team tonight for the Oilers. For Calgary, Huberdeau, Backlund, Sharon Govich, Coleman, Lindholm, Dubé, Coronado. Coronado's off to a good start in the preseason. That's good to see. So, yeah, they have some pretty good personnel on the ice tonight. Even Nazem Kadri's out there. Come on now. Let's see here. Is anybody else on right now? So right now I know that Toronto and Montreal are live, and so is Winnipeg and Ottawa. I guess I could flip over to the Leafs Habs game, get Habs game for the time being. Oh, how you doing there, Nick? Super Mario. Oh God. Are you going to? Are you actually going to the Vikings game? Boy, it's been just a horrible. It hasn't been entirely horrible, but in some ways it's been quite a train wreck for them to start the season. You're pulling for the Oilers. I just want to be entertained. That's all I want for tonight. But it's going to be a little hard for Edmonton to do that without McDavid and Draisaitl. Nighttime Plus. So, yeah, Dean, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what that is? Is there any sort of like enhancement to where you're not just watching the game? There's like, I don't know, they don't have like crazy 360 features or anything like that, do they? You're going to the Canucks game versus the Oilers tomorrow. Yeah, Canucks, have they had kind of a hard start to the preseason? Then again, I mean, I wouldn't panic, you know, when it comes to preseason hockey. Watching the Canes here and there. The Braves are in the playoffs. Ah, yes. I guess if you live anywhere south of DC, you're a Braves fan for baseball, right? By the way, Toronto has a 2-0 lead on the Habs. That's something for right now. But is it $70 for the full season? You know, that's a in the face of blackouts, if you have a reliable connection, that's actually fair. I think it's pretty fair, right? You're paying basically under a buck a game. Uh, Best rivalries Canucks versus preseason games. What do you guys think is the best rivalry in the NHL right now? Yeah. Oh yeah, because the Knights will have probably plenty of games that are nationally televised. All right. Well, that's fair. Battle of Florida, Knights and Sharks. I'd say maybe 5 years ago that was up there, but obviously those games are pretty meaningless. Battle of Florida is still pretty intense. Rangers and Islanders. I would actually counter that maybe it's going to be Rangers versus Devils because New Jersey, assuming that they're a shade of what they looked like this past season, that should be an intense battle between those two teams. Eric Howla versus the Hurricanes. Good one, Dennis. You know what? Even though I'm kind of a Hurricanes fan now, I really do like how Eric Howla does that. That's pretty funny. Uh Rangers, Devils, Panthers, and Hurricanes. Really? Even though they're not in the same division. I mean, they were a couple of years ago, right? You're going to the Chiefs game next week. The Kansas City Chiefs game? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know that whole thing. God. Rangers and Devils. Yeah. Battle of Alberta. Yeah, it's up there. Blackhawks and Blues. I don't know. Those teams are kind of going in different directions, it almost seems. But of course, they played last night and they made a very competitive game out of it. Loved seeing Bedard getting that game-winning assist in overtime. I was at the sports bar. All the TVs were the Thursday night game. There was one TV that had like a nature channel on when I walked in there. They know me well over there, so I was like, "Hey, can we get the hockey game on?" Or I was like, "Can you put on NHL Network?" They're like, "What NHL Network? Why hockey?" And "Cause hockey's starting." And they're like, "Oh, really? Is that true?" And it was funny because the manager knows me pretty well, and she walks over. She's like, "Oh, whoa, hockey's on." And she's like, "Who asked to switch the TV?" She's like, looks over at me. She's like, "It was Nick." I was like, "Absolutely." I'm like, "Connor Bedard, everybody, Connor Bedard." It's a lot more thrilling to watch than the Lions beat the brakes off the Panthers or Packers. Excuse me. Howla, yeah, Howla had himself one. Howla and James Neal. Yeah, those are throwbacks. Some people would probably forget, right? Trevor Van Riemsdyk was part of the expansion draft. It's always super physical between the Hurricanes and the Panthers. Well, good. I hope they meet up again so then the Hurricanes can get revenge and actually play with a little bit of piss and vinegar out there. Yeah. Uh, North Stars are Wild versus Blackhawks. Well, how about them versus the Avalanche? That's still pretty good. Yeah. Charlie, how you doing? Um, I'm excited to be watching some Sabres this year. I would catch mostly highlights last year, just seeing them score at will. I'm expecting them to do some special things. And If Devin Levi gets some games, I'll have to tune in for those as well. And starting to really like Rasmus Dahlin. Speaking of playing with a bit of an edge, right? Uh, all right. Well, anyway. Is there any chance in heck we can actually get this game here between the Flames and Oilers? No, ESPN is not giving this to me. This is weird because again, I thought I had seemingly every other game that's being played tonight. I got the other Canadian games. That's great. Um, on a warpath this year, yeah, and don't forget, yeah, lots of cap space. Kevin Adams has quietly had one of the best couple of years among NHL executives. And actually, Arizona, just seeing Riley's message here, Arizona's done a nice job too recently. Uh, what's it on? I don't know. Like, I tried looking this up everywhere and I can't seem to find it. Nordics Canadians back in the day. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't watching hockey back then. Axiom, how you doing? Uh, yeah, I was thinking with the Sabres, with Vasilevsky being out for about 2 months, I'm sure a lot of teams out there are licking their chops. You know, it's tempting to put the Sabres in the top 3 in that division for this year, in my opinion. Chance, how you doing? Thanks for popping in here. Anyway, let's see here. Is there anything else? I know there's also, of course, the gift that is NHL66.ir, but I think you can only watch certain games on there. Yeah, it was supposed to start at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll keep checking back on that. But also, guys, in case you didn't see it earlier, I do have some trivia questions. We have a 12 question trivia all set up. It's all Flames and Oilers. Who's going to sink faster, the Bruins or the Lightning? That's a tough question. I would think maybe I want to say the Lightning have a chance to make a deep run this year. I know again it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs with Vasi out, but I would just think that they still have something to get out of their cornerstone players. But the problem with them is that their depth is a little bit lacking, mostly in the forwards. I just don't think it's sustainable, and they have a tight salary cap situation. But then again, so do the Bruins, and they have a void at center. So I mean, pick your poison, right? That's a great question. Do we want to do the trivia now? Uh, do you guys want to do trivia now? I'm down to do the trivia with you guys. NHL webcast. What is NHL webcast? Am I familiar with that? Oh, ooh, Dustin, man. But it's taking me to ESPN Plus, or hmm, hmm. Oh, can I actually get this game? I've got the I've got the audio. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the game now. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Dustin. All right, man. By the way, games on now. Yeah, so it's obviously scoreless. We just got underway here. Dustin, man, saving the stream for me. I'm not gonna do live play by play so much just because it's not like this game really means a whole lot. There're gonna be a lot of players I'm not familiar with. But yeah, I'll have that on the background. I mean, we got Jonathan Huberdeau out there. Speaking of somebody who needs to have a redemption season. Uh, yeah, you guys want to do the do trivia? Let's do some trivia. How about that, eh? All right. So what we're gonna do with the trivia is these are all multiple choice. Thank God. I got to shift a couple of windows here. There we go. Okay. Close out these windows I don't need. I'll be thrown out. All right. Slideshow. There we go. All right. All right. Here we go, everybody. All right. So yeah, if people think the Oilers are going to win. It's funny because I would say, looking at the lineups for tonight, that Calgary would definitely win, just because they're actually uh, question one. I'm going to do this with you. So I'm actually going to put up a poll for each question. And what I'll do is I'll actually ask the question. I'll give you a moment to, record your answer or vote in the poll, and then I'll reveal the answer, and then we'll go to the next question. All right, sound good? Okay. So question one. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen too. There we go. All right, trivia time. Here we go. There's no prize here. It's not like this is do or die or anything. You can just have some fun with this. And thank you, StatMuse, one of the great sites for sports trivia. All right, so here we go, everybody. Question one. So, question number one. All right, I think you should be able to see that right now. Which Calgary Flame has the most career playoff goals against the Edmonton Oilers? So, you can vote in the poll here in our live stream. Is it A, Joe Newendike, B, Joe Mullen, C, Lanny McDonald, or D, is it Paul Reinhart? Which Calgary Flame has the most career playoff goals against the Oilers? So that's a span of what, over 40 years? So I'll give you guys, what, about like 30 seconds or so? Yeah, no Hannifin's out there. We got to see what happens with this contract situation. Anybody else has insights for this? All right. I'm going to reveal the answer in about 10 seconds here. Total guess. Alec, what's going on? How you doing? Nick says it's going to be Reinhardt, D. Of course, that would be a hard D, right? All right, let's reveal the answer. So, who has the shoot, most career playoff games against the Oilers for any Calgary Flames player? Is Paul Reinhart. Lanny McDonald is so close, but Paul Reinhart has 11 playoff goals against the Edmonton Oilers. That was our first question here. All right, so keep track of how many you get right. We like to have fun here, don't we? All right. So I'm going to put up question number two. All right. So here's question number two. Now it's the other way around. So which Edmonton Oiler has the most career playoff goals against the Calgary Flames? This game's still scoreless. Yeah, just about 5 minutes through. Oh, no. Oh, I thought the feed just cut out for a second. We're good. We're good. What do you guys think? Cast those votes, guys. Theo says, "This seems pretty obvious, doesn't it?" Jeff Bookaboom. Did Jeff Bookaboom even play for the Edmonton Oilers? So that's my trivia question. I didn't think he did. Actually, no, Jeff Bookaboom, he played, the majority of his career there, or about half of his career with Edmonton. See, I only know him from the, like, the '94 Rangers team. Alright, I'll give you guys about 10 seconds to answer this if you haven't already. Oh, 2 on 1. Oh, on the doorstep, Flames nearly stuffed that home. Jordan Oesterle is on the team, huh? Alright, let's reveal this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, yeah, Alec had said this feels like a trick question. It is not a trick question. I do love to give trick questions, but in this case, no, it's Wayne Gretzky. But look at that. He only has one more than Mark Messier. And then I didn't even put Glenn Anderson in this one. So, yes, the answer is A, Wayne Gretzky. All right, we'll move on. Oh, yeah, we'll move on to this next one here. I'll put up the poll. A, B, C, or D. All right. So, question number 3. 3 Edmonton Oiler goaltenders have recorded a playoff win, at least one playoff win against the Calgary Flames. Can you name all 3? So is the answer A, Grant Fuhr, Bill Ranford, and Andy Moog? B, Grant Fuhr, Mike Smith, and Stuart Skinner? C, Grant Fuhr, Curtis Joseph, and Mike Smith? Or is it D, Grant Fuhr, Mike Smith, and Andy Moog? Sam Reinhart's not a good skater? I really do like Sam Reinhart a lot, though. I think that he's, not known for how well he plays defensively, at least on Florida. He plays pretty well defensively, I think. Yeah, I'll give you guys about 20 seconds on this one. Theo's going for B here. Still no goals, by the way, guys, but Calgary's dominating 7-1 in shots through about 8 minutes. Delta, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. All right, let's reveal the answer in about 5 seconds. So cast your vote if you haven't already. Cindy, what's going on? Is there a link where you can watch the game on your phone or computer? Yeah. Thanks to Dustin, aka For the Love of Life. Check out this link right here, Cindy. I wonder if YouTube would ever demonetize me for like putting a link to a stream for a non-paying service. Yeah, Alec, I don't see it on ESPN Plus, but just see my link above right there. All right, let's go to the answer here as we go to a commercial break. Not on our stream though. The answer to this one is D. It's Grant Fuhr, Mike Smith, and Andy Moog. I didn't even know that Andy Moog was a goaltender for them. I think of Andy Moog as what, a Canuck? I don't know. I know Shannon can tell me everything about Andy Moog. All right. Now we'll go to question 4. And as you can probably assume, it's going to be the exact reverse, right? So A, B. Yeah, but Dustin, you provided the ultimate answer this evening in the form of a link to this stream. All right. So question number 4. 4 Calgary Flames goaltenders have recorded playoff wins against the Edmonton Oilers. Can you identify all 4? Mike Vernon, Rajon Lemelin, Pat Riggin, Cam Talbot. B, Mike Vernon, Rajon Lemelin, Don Edwards, Jacob Markstrom. Is it C, Mike Vernon, Don Edwards, Trevor Kidd, and Jacob Markstrom? Or is it D, Mike Vernon, Rajon Lemelin, Pat Riggin, and Jacob Markstrom? How many questions do we have? We have a total of 12, just FYI. That's the same link you have. Oh, it won't open for you? Is it because of, like, security purposes? Sometimes I see that, a link like that might open on a different browser, but I don't know how to help if it's not opening. Cortana's happy. Yeah, she's a little tired. We had a nice little walk today. Well, 2 of them because she walks twice a day. Mhm. You go say hi. There you go, kiddo. Alright, what are you guys, leaning toward here? Okay, so C seems to be the, popular vote getter. I'll give you about 15 seconds if you have yet to cast a vote. Anytime with this here game. About 9 minutes through, and, Calgary, yeah, 8-1 on the shot counter. Alright, let's, reveal the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, at least according to StatMuse, the answer is B, Mike Vernon, Rajon Lemelin, Don Edwards, and Jacob Markstrom. Yeah, I think of Trevor Kidd as a mid-90s goaltender with the Flames, so they weren't playing against the Oilers at that point in the postseason. Alright, we'll go to question 5. If anybody's, just joining the stream, by the way, you're more than welcome to play along with our quiz here. It's just entirely for fun. Oh, Josh, hey. Oh, hi, Josh, didn't see you there. Okay, here we go. Alright, question 5. One of these players never played for the Calgary Flames. So, which of these guys never put on this beautiful jersey that you see here? Is it A, Mike Sillinger, B, Stu Grimson, C, Brian Scribbland, or D, Curtis Joseph? Which of these players never recorded a single game with the Calgary Flames? Riley's feeling Stu Grimson, the Grim Reaper. He did play for a handful of teams in his career, known as one of the great enforcers of the 1990s. Nick says it's A. Yes, it's all about the wild guess, Theo. I do make some tough quizzes, unless you're like a real diehard fan of both of these teams, right? Even then, some of the questions are pretty difficult. Ducksworth, Rails, Ducksworth. All right, everybody got their guess in. I'll give you about 15 seconds if you've yet to guess. All right, let's reveal our answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nobody picked Brian Scrudland, huh? Well, that's okay because he's not the answer. It's actually Mike Sillinger. Mike Sillinger has the NHL record for the most teams played for, but Calgary is not one of them. Mike Sillinger, the father of Cole Sillinger of the Blue Jackets, played for the Red Wings, Canucks, Islanders, Mighty Ducks, Flyers, Lightning, Panthers, Blue Jackets, Blues, Senators, Coyotes, and Predators. But not for the Calgary Flames. All right, we'll go on to question number 6, and of course, it's gonna be the exact same thing, right, but for the Oilers, with a different set of players, of course. All right, so which of these guys never played for the Oilers? Is it A, Ryan Whitney, B, Derek Brassard, C, Ratis Evenins, or D, Ray Whitney? So we have Ray Whitney and we have Ryan Whitney. You're 0-3 like the Knights so far? Okay, I think they're gonna win when it matters most, right? What do yous guys think? Is it somebody whose last name ends in Whitney? Is it the great Latvian Ratis Ivanins, or is it Derek Brassard, who I believe is right next to, Mike Sillinger with the most teams played for? You're saying it's Ray Whitney? Ray Whitney had himself a fantastic career. He's one of those guys who he's not a hockey Hall of Famer, but he's like the Hall of very good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am kinda stretching it back a little bit, Josh. Alright, we'll give you guys about 15 seconds to cast a vote if you haven't done so already. At least the power play looks good. Yeah, I mean, the Knights' power play has been problematic for a lot of their franchise's history, so if they get that turned around. A Kraken koozie. Yeah, this is from the, inaugural season from, when I went to Climate Pledge Arena, 2 years ago. Alright, let's, close this out then in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, nobody guessed Ryan Whitney, that's fair because I think he started his career there. Oh, thank you, Riley. Yeah, this is an absolute beauty, by the way, guys. Rocking, you can't really see it too well, but I'm rocking an Iginla, sweet Reebok Jerome Iginla. So which of these guys never played for the Oilers? Well, guess what? Both Whitneys actually played for the Edmonton Oilers. Ray Whitney only played there for like 9 games. He played for a bunch of teams. But yes, the answer is C, Ratis Evenins. And unfortunately, he played for Calgary actually, but he was only in the NHL for a couple seasons, and that guy was one of the toughest sons of guns I have ever seen. Boy, oh boy, Ratis Evenins was a beauty, to say the least. And again, the Flames 30th anniversary jersey. Yeah, you're right. I got this like on eBay, just about new for about $65. I want to say it was a great pull because the actual numbers are, while they're not hand sewn, they are fabric though. They're not vinyl. So yeah, this is a great jersey. One of my absolute favorites. You have two Aginla hockey sticks? Really? Lucky you. I look like a hockey player. Yeah, maybe a goaltender. I'm too skinny to be a hockey player. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna go to question number 7 now, guys. Oh yeah, Yegor Sharangovich is a Calgary Flame now. I like Sharangovich. Speaking of tough customers, not like evenins, but he does play the game with an edge. I do like him quite a bit. But the Devils made out great getting Toffoli. Shout out to Mrs. Toffoli. That's Kat, my neighbor growing up. All right, let's go to question 7. So, which Calgary Flame has the most game-winning goals against the Oilers? And again, it doesn't have to be while he was a Calgary Flame. This can be throughout his career, right? So, is the answer A, Theo Fleury, B, Johnny Gaudreau, C, Jerome McGinley, or is it D, Robert Reichel? That's awesome. That's really cool, Dean. And by the way, Dustin, like I said, man, we'll talk. If you're willing to part ways with that Marlowe stick, I could not believe when you said that too. Then again, it's you, so I can believe it. But yeah, I will. I would happily have that, yeah, girl, and I won't be playing with it by any means. Any goals yet fellas. No, but the Flames are on a power play. 7:20 left here. And Kadri's out there. Rasmus Anderson. It looks like pretty much the standard unit here. Kadri kind of looking for a bit of a bounce back, but really it's Huberdeau and Mangiapane who need to bounce back the most, and Markstrom. Markstrom looked like ass last year. He was like my favorite goaltender in the NHL when he played for Vancouver. Oh, nice little shake and bake there from Hubie. Huberdeau, just shoot the puck, buddy. Jesus. Got an open lane. All right. John, how you doing? A hockey number tier list? You know what? Rails, that is a great idea. I love that. I absolutely effing love that. I'm gonna write that down right now. We'll have to have a separate stream for that, but that has to be a stream. Absolutely. I love that idea. I love that almost as much as I love your comment about eating the best banana in your life. That's one of my favorites, man. It's gonna take hours to do this one though, but I might have to put that into plan. That would be fantastic. All right. Everybody's probably had a chance to answer this question, so let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, thank you everybody for voting. All right, so who has the most game-winning goals against the Oilers? It is Theo Fleury. Iggy is right behind him by a margin of 1. So if you answered A, and not too many people did, I think only 1 or 2 people, then you are correct. All right, I'll put up question 8. We'll get the poll. You got that one right? Good job. I probably would I don't know if I'd get any of these correct, honestly. I probably would have gotten the Ratisse Evenins one correct. All right, question number 8. Which Edmonton Oiler has the most game-winning goals against the Calgary Flames? And it's not Wayne Gretzky, by the way. Is the answer A, Mark Messier, B, Glenn Anderson, C, McJesus, or is it D, Doug Weight? That sounds great, Dustin. All right, man. Do I miss having long hair? That's a good question. It's almost like I have to have my own live stream reflecting on the great flow of Twisted Wrister hockey. I kinda do. I kinda do. But, I don't look as good with it. I have to do certain things to make it look good, and I kinda damaged my hair in the process, so that's why it's not long anymore. Oh, wow. No more beer. I have to go downstairs and get another one. Might have to throw up a poll for that one too, eh? Alright. So, which Oiler, I'm sorry, has the most game-winning goals against the Calgary Flames? Right now, we're leaning toward Messier, it looks like. 15 votes. I'll give you about 15 seconds. Good evening, Mr. Martin. How you doing? Are you excited for the regular season to start? Well, to help tide me over tomorrow, everybody, I'm going to the first home game for the Spokane Chiefs. And you know what, guys? Berkeley Catton on the Spokane Chiefs. I think it was Bob McKenzie. Might have been somebody else. But Berkeley Catton is rated right now as the top prospect for the CHL. So that's the WHL, the OHL, and the QMJHL combined. So I get to see him tomorrow. I'm so excited. Also, there's a Dallas Stars prospect who got traded over to the Chiefs in the offseason. So I'm excited to see some of the good talent. Chiefs started out 2-0. Are the Chiefs even playing tonight? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, all right. Let's get the answer revealed here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So y'all are thinking Mark Messier. Well, it turns out the most game-winning goals against the Calgary Flames came off the stick of, look at that, Connor McDavid already has 10. You probably have to think about how overtime is now 3 on 3, so it's more likely that somebody will score a goal in the extra frame. Do I have a favorite cup final pack? I don't know, Riley. That's a really good question. I like the older ones, though. I like the older Stanley Cup logos from, like, the '80s and '90s. Yeah, how about that? Oh, good. Hey, Theo, you're on a bit of a roll, eh? But yeah, it's McJesus. Your local state college has their first game tomorrow night. Nice. What's that? I think we do have some recreational hockey around here for collegiate peoples. I'd like to go see a game in Montana if the Montana Grizzlies have a fun arena. All right, so we go to question number 9. Excuse me. Question 9. We see. All right. Question 9. How many playoff games have the Flames played since they entered the NHL back in 1972? So this combines their time as the Atlanta Flames and the Calgary Flames. How many playoff games have they been in? Is the answer A, 91? Is it B, 168? Is it C, 193? Or is it D, 250? York College, nothing major? Well, that's a major deal to me because my high school was York. So, big ups. Tim got a Blasty Shillington jersey. All right. Hey, congratulations. I love the numbers on those. So, and I'm sure the logo looks great to you as it does for the one I have. Nick is thinking either A or B. So yeah, the Flames have been around for 50 years. So they never had a real like 50-year anniversary, did they? Because that would have been last year, right? Or at least an even 50 years. But I guess they're probably waiting until the Calgary Flames officially turn 50 years old. The Calgary Flames are what, like 40 something? Yeah. James. All right, you got it, bud. I just see the TINH and to me, like, it kinda looks like it could be Vietnamese, and lived in San Jose where there are lots of Vietnamese, so that's just by default. But James, I will do what I can. I will do what I can. Uh, Afton, welcome back. I know I have to add you back into the MVP credits, so don't worry, that's on my to-do list. Has a bit of a backlog to it, eh? Um, Cubs season is over. They missed the playoffs? The playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, but I'm a San Francisco Giants fan, and we had the second worst record in the National League after the All Star break. So Kabler is gone. Farhan Zaidi, you're next. All right. Glad I got the Discord up. Yeah, yeah. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget. We have a Discord now. Everybody's welcome to join. All you got to do is see the video description for a link. Discord is free to join up. And yeah, we've got all sorts of fans of different teams. We have chat rooms for every single team, and for like people who like to collect stuff, and chat rooms for even. I like this one from Dean. Um, yeah, chats for even other sports too. So if you want to chat with twisters like the ones here, then please do join us on Discord. Rangers are going to the playoffs. Please, I'm kind of cheering for you guys, even though I like the Twins. That's my favorite team in the American League. But yeah, I'd be happy to see Bruce Bochy finally get the Rangers a World Series after completely stomping all over them in 2010. All right, so the answer for question 9. Who's the one person who said 250 games? Because you are entirely right. The Flames have played in 250 games according to StatMuse. So good job, whoever that was. All right. And of course, as you can guess for question 10, it's going to be how many playoff games have the Oilers played in? And that is only since they've been in the NHL. So WHA is excluded as far as I can tell. How many playoff games have the Oilers played in since they entered the NHL? Is it A, 128, B, 261, C, 300, or D, 384? Answer, a lot. Yeah, probably so. Braves are contenders. Yep. Sorry, Rails, cover your ears. But all I care about, a anybody can win, just no Dodgers. All right? Then there is such thing as the baseball gods. I will accept a victory from any other team. By the way, still scoreless as we get into the final 75 seconds of the first period. Even though the Flames are out shooting the Oilers 12-3 now. Good, Dustin. Well, there's something we can agree on, right? All right. So far, people are skewing toward, well, just not A in this case. Oh, Josh, a Mariners fan, man. No, I thought you guys were gonna make it though, because you're a second half team. But I'm sorry to hear that they won't be in the postseason. Dan, how you doing, buddy? By the way, can we all shout out Dan here? So can we all shout out Dan here? Because Dan, in case you didn't know, but you better know from my last two videos, Dan got me this awesome Capitals reverse retro 1.0 jersey. Him and CJ, our other one of our other moderators, those guys threw down. I don't even want to know. And they got me that awesome 1.0 Capitals Adidas with TJ Oshie on it, my favorite player. Isn't that amazing? Big time hype. John, just see the video description for a link, okay? It'll be right there for you. And I believe we've reached the end of the first period here with a scoreless game between the Flames and Oilers. Oh no, Danny, when you're kind, kindness returns. Jonathan, how you doing there? Is your body ready for this season? Excuse me. Oh, you're a Blue Jays fan. Yeah. All right. So let's close this out in about 10 seconds. So cast a vote if you've yet to do so. Right now, the slight lead would be C, which would be 300 games. How about them Lions? Yeah. Right now, I just hear Chris Berman. Lions? Stars need an alternate blue-green jersey. What would the significance of the blue be? Anyway, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, Motor City Kitties. All right. So, guys, the plurality here was C or C, depending on how you see it on my screen. And guess what? That's right. They've played in an even 300 games. So Calgary is 250. Oilers are 300. But I don't know who got that tree fitty. All right. Alec. Don't feel bad, dude. They had like Favre and Rogers for like nearly 30 years. says the very salty Vikings fan. All right, so now we got 2 more questions left here. All right, so question 11. I got this right before our stream here. How many Calgary Flames alumni have been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame? So they could have played 1 game for the Flames, but still had a Hall of Fame worthy career. So is the answer A with 8? Is it B with 12? Is it C with 15? Or is it D with 22? So how many players in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Hey, what's up, Bruce? Happy Friday to you. NHL season's almost here. How many Calgary Flames or players who have worn the Flames jersey are currently inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame? Yeah, Brett Favre, man, that was the weirdest thing seeing him in purple. I didn't like it, and then God, we just won every freaking game except for, of course, he throws across his body in the championship game and Bounty Gate and all that. But hey, your wife's from Green Bay. She takes her Packers very seriously. Though, it's one of those rivalries where I love that rivalry between, I mean, whether maybe you're a Bear, maybe people are Bears fans, but the one between the Vikings and Packers is one I love because, like, I have a lot of friends who are Packers fans, so I actually enjoy it quite a bit with them. Cortana's enjoying the nap. Yep, yep, she is. She's being a very good girl, even though she's off camera, kind of. I Yeah. Yep, and Cortana, her knee is doing better. She had kind of sprained something or strained something a few weeks ago, but now she's doing quite well. Gotta go be a dad? Alright, buddy. Catch you later, and, Dan, hope the, Larkin jersey's, fitting like a I don't wanna say fitting like a glove, it's a hockey jersey, but I hope you're enjoying the hell out of it. Angus, how you doing? Well, good evening to you, and, just about 2 weeks away from hockey starting. A treat for finding the game. You know what? I think that deserves a hat trick of treats. Should we call that a treat trick? A twisted treat trick? I don't know. Packers bad. There you go, girl. All right. Seahawks fans, so screw the Packers. Yeah, that's true. Seahawks and Packers fans do not get along. All right, let's close this out then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, 47% think that the answer is B with 12. And you are entirely correct. Yes. So 12 players who've worn the Flames jersey are now in the Hall of Fame, including defenseman Al McInnes, Lanny McDonald, Mike Vernon, Joe Mullen, Brett Hull, don't forget about him, Joe Newendike, Doug Gilmore, Sergei Makarov. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was a Flame. Phil Housley, Jerome Iginla, Martin St. Louis started his career in Calgary, and Grant Fuhr, even though he's known as an Oiler, of course, was a Calgary Flame at one point as well. Should be 13. Who would be the 13th? Anyway, this is all from StatMuse. All right. So we'll go to our final question. And of course, it's going to be the exact same, but different team, right? So question 12. Theo Fleury. Has he been officially inducted? At least on Hockey Reference, he has not officially been inducted. Maybe he's been like named to the Hall of Fame, but he hasn't been actually enshrined just yet. All right. So no. I'm sorry. Wait. Wait, I'm sorry guys. Okay. I don't know why I accidentally put the Oilers there for the answer. So anyway, quick correction. Let me make the correction. I don't want to confuse anybody. I am kind of a perfectionist and to a fault. Just a moment. Yeah, hold on. Let me just make sure I have this written up correctly. All right, hold on now. Almost there. There we go. Okay. All right. So now back to this. Okay. All right. So now we go to question number. No, people are already voting. All right. So question number 12. How many Oilers alumni have been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame? Is it A, 9? Is it B, 16? Is it C, 20? Or is it D, 25? How many players who have worn the Oilers jersey are now in the Hockey Hall of Fame? And John, you are entirely correct. Good eye. If I were a Flames general manager, how much would I give up to trade for McDavid? Um, that would have to be at least like what, like 3 first round picks and like your I don't know, a couple of top prospects. I mean, what else would you I mean, God, that'd be very challenging. And probably one of your better defensemen too. Like you'd have to give up basically Coronado, Peltier, Hanifin, and 3 first rounders. Because I remember, for example, how Mike Greer, when he was shopping Erik Karlsson, had said that he was looking for 3 first round picks. You might have to throw in more than 3 first round picks, actually. Huberdeau? Not Huberdeau, though, because his contract is too damn long for a guy who's, 30 now. You would have to t if you wanted to trade Huberdeau for Connor McDavid, you would have to eat Huberdeau's salary. You would have to be on the books for, or on the hook for like $6 million of that contract to make it work. I kid you not. What about 69 for Tom Grossi? Cartoon Duck. Boy, that's actually fairly easy. There is no cartoon duck who can measure up to Scrooge McDuck. Facts. Mic drop. All right. Wait. How come I only see 3 votes right now, guys? Have people voted? Is the poll working? Well, anyway, I'll give you about 20 seconds to vote in our poll yet, or if you've yet to do so, excuse me. Grossi's a Kraken fan, really? Gizmo Duck is pretty great. I do love Launchpad as well, but yeah, I still give it to Scrooge McDuck. You never got the poll pop up? You didn't see it? Oh shoot. Let me redo the poll. All right. So sorry to anybody who did vote. Let me just let's try this one more time, okay? Oh no, it said there were 18 votes. Really? That's weird. It was telling me there were only 3 votes. Here, I'll throw up the poll for about 30 seconds, okay? We'll do it again. No, you guys were able to actually vote that time? Okay. Well, anyway, here we go. Let's reveal the answer. So the number of Edmonton Oilers who are in the Hockey Hall of Fame is actually less than the number of Calgary Flames. Who would have thought that? So Gretzky, Kevin Lowe, Mark Messier, Glenn Anderson, Paul Coffey, Yari Curry, Grant Fuhr, Adam Oates, and Chris Pronger. So I would not have thought that the Oilers would have 3 fewer Hall of Famers than the Calgary Flames. So how many questions did you answer correctly, guys? Yeah, that was the darndest thing, honestly. You got to bounce. All right, Jake. Hey, thanks, buddy. Catch you later, man. And hopefully the Vikings actually get a. I don't know. Should I root for the Vikings to lose? So then that way we might. have a better chance at getting a top tier quarterback in the draft? Only 9. Yeah. At least that's according to StatMuse. Yeah, Nick, Nick, did you say that you got 9 out of 12 questions correct? This is not a jersey quiz. You're not allowed to get 9 out of 12 here. That's amazing, dude. Oates, Pronger, and Fuhr all play for the Blues. That's right. And of course, Brett Hull, when looking at the Calgary Flames, was a Blue for some time. 0 for 2. Okay, okay. Well, it's kind of like a baseball game, right? 0 for 2, you can still walk, you can still score a run. So I think you're still fine. But yeah, the answer to that one was A. Just 9. All right. So what else is on your mind, guys? Retire Daniel Sprong's number. For which team? 9 for 12 is better than you thought you would do. Yeah, man, that's wicked good. Josh. Dude, I think of course the contract. I wish that the Vikings could do more with some freed up cap space from a deal like that. But I'm not going to point the finger at him before I point the finger at some others. On the preseason so far, I don't really it's funny, like, here we are in a preseason hangout. Um, I haven't really paid that much attention to it, honestly. I did watch the Blackhawks last night, though, so it was really fun watching Connor Bedard, because he looked like he was comfortable out there, and he made some great passes. Everything was pretty much on the tape from him. Didn't seem like he was playing hot potato with it, and, not only does he assist on the first goal, but he assists on the second goal in overtime, so that was fun watching. Edmonton Elks, are they actually winning games for a change? Eh, I might just call you Nick. I just might call you Eddie because we have so many Nicks here already. I need a pet dog. I need some property before we get to that. The Charlottetown Islanders. Oh, okay. I see the picture now. Yeah. So are you actually? So you're actually in PEI, huh? All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. I know it's pretty late over there. Did I acquire tons of jerseys during the offseason? No, actually. This jersey behind me was a gift, but I have not bought a jersey since November. Hey Vernon, how you doing? Heads up, if you I know you're a Capitals fan. If you're anywhere near DC, it's looking somewhat likely that I may be over there uh later in the season, just FYI. Logan Thompson's playing. Oh well, good. I'm glad he's healthy. You're in Alaska right now? Holy Mackinac. What are you doing all the way up there? Shoot, I've never been to Alaska. It's a lot of rain. Yes, yes, I do love rain, but I'm glad that I don't live in Seattle. It's first intermission right now. I should have probably said that it was intermission. Um, we'll have the second starting pretty soon. Probably what I'll do, guys, is since again it's preseason here, I'll probably keep this running through the second period as long as the chat's fairly active enough. Um, uh, go to a Bears game. Wait, a Hershey Bears game? I think what I might do is if I do go to a game in DC, it's most likely that I would actually go a little bit south, like get a rental car and go a little bit south to Raleigh because I really like the Hurricanes, and I've never been to North Carolina, so go to a Devils game. Oh shoot, yeah. So really, what I might end up doing is if I go to DC, I'll probably put out some sort of like a sheet where people can like check off what arena I should go to, for people who are local to that area. Because it'd be great to do a Twisted Wrister hockey meetup or two. But I got to see, what sort of interest there is in that sort of thing. It would probably be later in the season, like March or April, as we're gearing up to the playoffs. But yeah, I do see myself going out to that neck of the woods because my grandmother lives in Virginia, but near DC. So it's like I should get out and see her. She's what now? How old are you, Connie? You're what? 88 or 89. So it's not a bad idea for me to do that because I haven't seen her since I was a kid, actually. But I do talk to her from time to time. But yeah, the Devils would be one of the teams I'd be interested in seeing for sure, or Philly, I guess, considering they're that close. The Titans suck so far. Yeah, boy, it's been a bit of a fall from grace for them. Oh, Nick, you'll be the first to know. You will be the first to know. And Chicago would be a great place to do some sort of twisted wrister meetup because it's the epicenter of the NHL, really, when you look at geographically, right? You're going fishing for salmon and halibut. Wow. Man, is there anything you don't do? Jay-Z rocking the Cortana emoji. How you doing there, Xander? Um, Hope you're excited for William Eklund season, man. That's what we can look forward to. All right, I'm going to quickly use the restroom here, folks. So hold tight. I'll be right back. Why should you cheer for the Oilers this season? There's nothing more exciting to watch in the NHL than an Oilers power play. The Oilers set a record this past season by converting 32.4% of their power plays. A really good team will be around 25%, so they were light years ahead of everybody else. They have quite arguably the two greatest players in the world. These are two outstanding talents who are in the primes of their career in McDavid and Draisaitl. They put up 281 points combined this past year. And some people think that McDavid's gonna just keep going up from there, and I don't see a reason why not. You also have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who had 100 points. So there is some amazing top-end firepower on this team. It is pretty damn exciting to watch, and this is a team that should be contending for a Stanley Cup, and maybe has the best chance among Canadian teams at winning Canada's first cup in over 30 years. We're covering all 32 teams all season long. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up for Cortana here. All right. Oh, good. We're in the second period now. You see the Carlson reverse retro in the back. Yeah, I'm glad I got that though because it's like that was the season where he won the Norris Trophy. So I'm happy that I have Carlson's number on there, even though of course now he's with the Penguins. Oh, Hershey Bears. Yeah, I've heard great things about the Hershey Bears. I mean, if I go, I have to go for the teddy bear toss. Really, I actually have a Hershey Bears jersey. Good girl. We're watching the Knights tonight. Who are they playing? The Golden Knights. What, the Coyotes? Is that right? They're playing. Oh, by the way, God, Carolina lost their 2 games tonight against the Lightning and the Panthers by a score of 8-2. That's okay though. Yeah, Knights and Coyotes. We got the Senators on top of the Jets, 3-1. That's final, and the Leafs beat the Canadiens 2-1 because it's not Game 7 of the playoffs. The teddy bear toss is unreal. Yeah, I mean nobody does it like them. I do want to go to the Spokane Chiefs teddy bear toss. I got to figure out which game that's going to be. Did I see the Knights signed reverse retro? I might have, man. We got a lot of Discord notifications popping off today. Uh, let's see here. Is that in the Jersey channel? I don't know. You'll have to let me know where I can find that. Um, you went to a Calder Cup Finals game last season. Oh, that's right, man. Yeah, that would have been. I mean, like in a smaller town like that, right? It's like everybody knows what's happening with the Bears. That must have been amazing, though. But I mean, of course, it's funny because like I have a Bears jersey, but I was rooting for the Firebirds. Oh, Flames getting a power play. Ready to watch the Duke and Sharks legend Mike Hoffman. Exactly. That'd be so funny if they did like some sort of mashup on the jumbotron and said like "Welcome back, Mike Hoffman." Eddie, how you doing? I came across my video. Oh, cool. Which one did you get to watch? See if the Flames can actually strike here. All right, here they come into the Oilers zone. I guess I can do play-by-play with a power play because out is Jonathan Huberdeau. Hannafin out there as well. Oh, cross ice pass, shot, and blocked in front there by Broberg or Desharnais. And Vladar's in goal there for the Flames. Curious to see if Dustin Wolf gets more action in net for the Flames this year. Dustin Wolf grew up about 45 minutes away from me. Lindholm. Oh, damn, he gets kind of hammered as he enters the zone there. Who was that? Marcus Niemelainen. All right. Regrouping here, Huberdeau into the zone. Kadri. Now Rasmus Anderson. Back to Lindholm. Anderson shot and a save with no real traffic in front of the net there by Jack Campbell in what should hopefully be a redemption season for him, right, guys? You went to a Firebirds game last year? Oh, that's cool. They didn't know what was going on. Yeah, I mean, Palm Springs and hockey, right? That was a perfect match. But I'm happy for them, you know? Uh, it was a homepage. Oh, okay, Eddie. Thanks for letting me know there. Yeah, and welcome. It's great to have you here. Uh, and you wanted to get into it. Right on. Do you have a favorite team? All right. You don't think that it's going to be a playoff season for the Red Wings just yet? It's going to be tough, man. But I mean, as soon as I heard that Vasilevsky's going to be out for 2 months, that makes things kind of interesting, right? Oh, and Flames are just pumping everything at the net here. Campbell's staying pretty well composed in net. Off a turnover, he shoots, and Campbell tucks that one into the breadbasket. 10 seconds left on the power play. All right. William Carlson drunken speech. That was pretty damn funny, I have to say. I love drunken Stanley Cup speeches, aka Ovechkin. There you go. Yeah. This Eddie knows what's up. Yeah. I released a fan guide for this upcoming season. So new hockey fans, definitely go check that out. You'll want some time on your hands though. It's not like a 4-minute video. It's like 25 minutes or something. That's almost becoming a short video for me. I make very long videos. Although this last one I cut off pretty well, I thought. There you go. It's so funny, Xander, because the one that I made in March of last year, which has 130 something thousand views on it, I had to actually unpublish that because now I want people to watch the new one for this season. Corey Crawford's speech. That's a great one too. Yes, I appreciate you for introducing me to that. You prefer in depth. All right, this is the place to be. All right. Yeah, I got to still make my season predictions though in time. Probably by about this time next week. I'm terrified to do them. It sucks. I don't even know why I make my season predictions anymore. Because like the first time I did that on the channel, it's so funny because that video got tons of dislikes, but I actually was right. I got the Blues that year in 2019. Uh, Schwint, Cole Schwint. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Discounted Blues tickets through a soccer supporter group. Oh, is that for like the MLS team there in St. Louis? That's a great way to do it. As for me, yeah, I mentioned this earlier, but tomorrow night I'm going to the Spokane Chiefs home opener. Chiefs off to a really good start with the CHL's top prospect in Berkeley Catton. Um, and like I said, I think if I see any NHL teams, the Capitals will be one of them. I might go to another game on the East Coast, and then small chance I might go to a Sharks one this year. Are the Chiefs playing tonight, though? No, I don't think so. Today is Kyler Yamamoto's birthday, by the way. Speaking of Spokane Chiefs, he's on the Seattle Kraken these days, but he hails from Spokane. So big shout out. Blues have a couple of your favorites from the Maple Leafs, Callie Rosen and Kasperi Kapanen. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, when Kapanen first broke in, he was a lot of fun to watch. That's cool, Angus. Yeah, that's the one thing I love about MLS is the supporters groups. Oh, and I guess to answer Eddie's question, I'm a Sharks fan. San Jose Sharks, man. Uh, that Yamamoto won't be on there very long. I mean, they needed somebody on their fourth line, so I think that he was a decent pickup for that. Yeah, there you go, Xander. Yeah, again, still scoreless here. 8 minutes through the second period. 15-7. The shots favor the Calgary Flames. All right, they're going to the commercial break. So yeah, we got Discord. And if you guys ever have other ideas for ways that you want to interact with myself and with other viewers more, just keep the line of communication open here. I want to make sure that there are ways for people to discuss hockey like this when I'm not doing a live stream and when I'm not uploading a video. So then that way, because YouTube only has so many features, right? So that's why we got the Discord now. Yeah. It's fun having no expectations. Jay Z or Xander, you're right, man. I'm actually kind of enjoying this too. Like this year is going to be kind of hard, but I think next year we'll start to get more entertaining. Yeah, yeah. The Red Wings, of course. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Or what you could do is you could have a favorite team. In like you could choose a team in the Southern states and then choose an original six team, or you can choose a team on the West Coast in the states, and you can cheer for an Eastern team in Canada. Like, you don't have to have just one team. You can have a couple teams. Opinions on this. Okay. Who should be the starter for the Devils, Vanacek or Schmidt? Um, So the thing was that I didn't really know what Schmid's ceiling was projected to be. I think that he's like a former what, third round draft pick, so that can be pretty good for a goaltender. I would like them to have a franchise goaltender. Vanacek is not that. I like Vanacek a lot, but I think that his best role in a franchise is as a 1B. So if he has to have, if for any reason he needs to shoulder the workload while Schmid, I guess, kind of gets even better groomed for that role, then so be it for the regular season. But it has to be Schmid's net come playoffs. Unless they want to make a deal for a Connor Hellebuck, a John well, Gibson's got too long of a deal. But I mean, shoot, they could even deal Schmid and have a tandem of like Hellebuck and Vanacek. That would be very good for the playoffs, right? Um, and I mean, Tom Fitzgerald, he needs a lot of credit for what he's done recently. And it's not just him, but his scouting team and even the regime before that made some good picks. But Fitzgerald is really morphing into one of the best executives in the NHL. So I mean, I'm sure that he can finesse the cap situation to where in a year or two, if he thinks this team has a Stanley Cup in them and is a stud goaltender away from doing it, then maybe he can if he makes it, makes a big splash at the trade deadline. Great question. Hmm. So you're from Jersey, that's right. Um, and that's where I have a couple of cousins in Jersey as well. I think closer to Philadelphia though. Your very first was a Blackhawks game in Anaheim. Was that during the days of the Mighty Ducks though, Dustin? Yeah, Josh says it right there. I mean, it's such a fun sport just to look at, even though it can be tough to follow. Of course, watching players' body language gives you a better sense as to where the puck is. But yeah, it's just a fun sport to look at, and I love the lingo of it. And we have fans who will jump into our live streams from anywhere around the world. Honestly, anywhere from the Philippines to Australia to Norway to Chile. Really, people will come from all around. Yeah, and a lot of people, just kind of piggybacking off Dustin's comment here is like, yeah, a lot of us don't really, we're not experts. I like to be as informed as I can be about making my decisions, but at the end of the day, there's just a lot that happens that you can't really predict. Certain injuries that happen, players who come out of nowhere and are almost in the MVP race. So it's like we're here to celebrate that stuff, right? Cracked open a BioSteel. Really, I've never had BioSteel. What does it taste like anyway? Uh, Going to a couple Mets games tomorrow. Well, at least you're not going to be on pins and needles expecting them to win for playoff purposes. Uh, Picking up a new sports drink soon since BioSteel is bankrupt. I would not be a good person to answer that question, I don't think, because I didn't follow that whole saga. But yeah, I mean, like sports drinks go pretty hand in hand with professional leagues like Gatorade, right? They should embrace Powerade though. Powerade right here, blue Powerade. Powerade Zero, I should say. The Twisted Wristers sports drink of choice. I mean, look at it. The blue is like the same as my logo almost. So yeah, this game is still scoreless. At least I haven't heard anybody cheering through my headphones here. Hmm. So yeah, still scoreless halfway through the second period. Philadelphia picked up a 4-3 win against the Boston Bruins. That's another team kind of like the Sharks, right? They have some prospects in their system, but you're not going to see them at the NHL level this year. But ultimately, we can look forward to Cutter Gauthier. Matvey Michkov, we'll see what happens because he's had a bumpy start to his season, to say the least, from what I heard most recently. Um, who's got the goals for the Flyers? some guy I've never heard of whose last name is Brunette or Brunet, and oh, excuse me, that's Boston. Ryan Paling, new Philadelphia Flyer. Bobby Brink. Brink is more than just a great made-for-TV movie from Disney in the 1990s. Bobby Brink, guys, keep your eye on him. He's not necessarily going to be a blue chip prospect, but he's tearing it up in the AHL right now with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. So I'm glad to see him get on the board with a Gino and an Apple tonight. Joel Farabee, he also has a goal tonight for Philadelphia. Carlos Rodon had a great start. Oh, Jesus. Oh, is that what we call a lull Mets performance, right? A great Powerade today. Far superior. Really? Dude, I can't I almost get nauseous at the thought of drinking something grape flavored because grape cough medicine for me is like that as a kid would make me throw up. Better with 0 sugar. I mean, I think it tastes just fine. Powerade's the best. What team has the most heartbreaking losses? Ooh, are you talking about like recently or in their whole history? I'll pin that one for a moment. One thing was I made a video, excuse me, about the 10 worst playoff chokes of all time. And a choke isn't necessarily heartbreak, but it really is to a lot of fans. Um, and you know what? The Bruins have had a lot of chokes and heartbreak in their history. I never really understood that until I made that video. So I mean that they stand out to me. For a long time, we're talking about this jersey behind me here. The Capitals had a ton of heartbreak um, in somewhat recent history, and a lot of that coming at the hand of the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Sharks, that's my favorite team. We've never won a Stanley Cup. The Canucks and the Sabres. Um, they've had periods where they've been bad, especially the Sabres, but they don't have a Stanley Cup either team, and they've been around for 53 years. Yeah, yeah, Lightning. It's just preseason, but 4-0 over the Hurricanes. That's not going to happen so much in the regular season, I don't think. Could Alaska have an NHL team? They had an ECHL team. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a difference, but I mean, I'd be happy to have an open conversation about this. But I think that there's a difference between heartbreak and a choke. In that case, that's just a choke. You know, the Blues had a lot of heartbreak. Yeah, great point. I mean, also they had to stomach, especially for anybody who was around, which I don't think too many of us were. But the Blues went to what 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals in their first 3 years as a franchise, and they lost every single one because back then the conferences consisted of a Western Conference, which was all new teams, and the Eastern Conference had all the established teams from the previous several decades. So the Blues were the best of the worst, essentially, and got flattened a few times. But yeah, do I think Alaska could have an NHL team? I think they could do AHL. They love hockey out there, but I don't know about NHL. I mean, what Metro Anchorage is what about 350,000, 400,000 people? That's not the worst, but if they could have an arena of like 13,000, kind of like the Jets have 15,000, they might be able to fill that. Home of the Chiefs. Yes, during the anthem, we will shout the home of the Chiefs. How do they? Oh no, that's not a stupid question at all. That's a great question. Yeah, losing 4 straight Super Bowls is I don't know if there's ever gonna be a team with that kind of heartbreak. Every playoff loss is heartbreaking. I think it's kinda a combination of heartbreaks and chokes, you know? Like when the Knights beat us in 2018, they weren't going to be stopped. You could tell back in December they wouldn't be stopped. But yeah, I mean Eddie, like this is the one of the great mysteries of the NHL. There hasn't been a Stanley Cup awarded to a Canadian team in 30 years. Bring back the Nordiques. Yeah, the Nordiques, I don't think would change that. So there's that joke, right? That Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, who's not Canadian, he's a New Yorker, I want to say, or from New Jersey. Ever since he became commissioner of the NHL, a Canadian team has yet to win the Stanley Cup. Traveling would be a problem with the Alaskan team. Yeah, it absolutely would. So it'd have to be like the Alaskan team would have to be, they'd have to host for like 2 or 3 weeks straight before they go back on the road. And the team that goes over there would have to play, twice at least. So yeah, I just don't think that would ever be able to go down. I would love for the NHL to do like some sort of like, because I know MLS does MLS Cup, right? Or excuse me, they do Open Cup, which is not MLS Cup. So they have one or two other tournaments throughout the year that have nothing to do with the actual season. I would love for the NHL season to be shortened to like 60 games and then basically get, when there's no Olympics or a World Cup of Hockey, when those aren't happening, there should be a separate tournament, I think, with every single NHL team. So all 32 teams. And if that could happen in Alaska, and then the next year it happens in like, I don't know, somewhere in Canada where there's not an NHL team, I would love that. I would fully support that. Anybody but Bedard. I mean, Fantilli's gonna have lots of talent around him, so don't exclude him. What if there's a goaltender like, Devin Levi or Lukasz Dostal? Actually, you know what? He probably isn't a rookie at this point anymore. But don't put it past somebody else who plays on a team with a little bit more talent than Bedard has. But hey, the guy looked really good last night. I did like seeing him out there. Uh, NHL is looking to bring a Hawaii team. Where did you see that? I have not heard that myself. I mean, don't forget, like actually, Metro Honolulu is a fair size, right? That's like 500,000. But I mean, you think about it that way, right? Winnipeg fills a 15,000 person arena. And Winnipeg itself only has like 700,000 or 750,000 people. Metro Honolulu is a million. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be enough for NHL support, but that'd be pretty rad. Salt Lake. Yeah, Salt Lake would be cool. The city isn't big, but again, Metro Salt Lake is like at least it's more than a million. I know that. Houston, Kansas City, and Salt Lake. Yeah, I personally would love to see Kansas City get a team because I think because they don't have a professional basketball team, and since that's like the exact same time as hockey, that's the perfect opportunity to bring a hockey team over there. Even though I know it didn't work in the 70s, but that was 2 years. I'm willing to scrap that. We're willing to wipe the slate clean, Mr. Anderson. I almost took a drink of this with the cap on. Yeah. I mean, if I could choose any city with no problems whatsoever, I would choose Quebec City easily to have an eighth team in Canada. And then what I would do is if we had to relocate a team, I would hate to rip somebody's heart out by doing that because I think 32 teams is it. Stop at 32. Don't dilute the talent whatsoever. But if you had to relocate a team, if I had to sacrifice my Sharks to go to Quebec, could I become a Quebec City Nordiques? Could I become a Quebec Nordiques fan knowing they were the Sharks? Probably. and then they would have to put another team in the Western Conference in place of the Sharks, and so it would be the Detroit Red Wings. So put the Coyotes back in the Pacific and put the Red Wings back in the Central, just where they belong, right? What do you think about that one there, Alec? No way there would be a Hawaii team. Yeah, man. I mean, we need Elon Musk technology to get to Hawaii in 30 minutes. That's right, Eddie. There are only 32 teams. But again, 32 is perfect because half make the playoffs. The divisions, you have 8 teams in each division. I just love the symmetry of it personally. Yes, exactly, Nick. Exactly. No, Alec, you don't want Detroit in the Central? Ah, I think it's perfect. I've been saying yourself you would like to see a Stanley Cup winner versus a Gagarin Cup winner. That's KHL, right? Best of 5? Make it a best of 8, right? Like the Summit Series? As long as we get the Winter Olympics with NHL players, that's all I'm asking for. SpaceX is in Ogden. Okay. Well, there you go. They could be one of the Elon companies could be the sponsor, the jersey sponsor of the Salt Lake City. I don't know what they would be. The Storm and Mormons. Yeah. As Yeah, we'd love the Western Conference to have its own original 6 rivalry. That would be fantastic. Oh, by the way, I didn't even know this. It was very anticlimactic, but the Flames actually did score a goal. I don't think anybody's super hung up on it, but that goal came off the stick of, oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. It's a French Canadian name. It is Jeremy Poirier. Did my best with that one. Jeremy Poirier, a defenseman, number 72 from Valleyfield, Quebec, and was a third round pick back in 2020. You know, Xander, actually, I would do the same. If I had to amputate one of my toes for the NHL to have to put their talent in the Winter Olympics, I would consider that. That'd be fine. They haven't won in 30 years. Yeah, okay, cool. Now, you know, of course, one important factor is finding a team that plays at a time that's convenient for you. Salt Lake Samurais, that's got some zip to it. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Salt Lake Samurais. Although I think that rather than Samurais, I would like the name Ronin for a team, right? I kind of like the idea of Ronin. Oh wow, we're already in the final minute of the second period. How about that? This one went by very quickly. Yeah, this game's been only going on for about an hour 40. Okay, I guess that's pretty standard. You don't know much about Utah? Well, I mean, it's one of the fastest growing states in the country. So, could they only have what Real Salt Lake for MLS, and they have the Utah Jazz? So, could they support another team during the basketball season? It might be more competitive, but you know, Utah, it's hosted the Utah Grizzlies of the ECHL. It has hosted the Winter Olympics back in '02 in Park City. Yeah, Salt Lake has the Grizz. Do I stream during games often? Um, I've really varied it quite a bit. I'd like to be able to probably be in a rhythm more or less of one game every 2 weeks, if not one game every week. I also do live streams occasionally for those who have paid memberships here. And who knows, maybe I might do little like mini streams through Discord. I might want to open that up so that people can interact with me on there a little bit too. But during the playoffs, if I'm really feeling it, then I'll do a stream every day there's a playoff game. I dialed that back a little bit last year, but like 2 seasons ago, I did I was live just about every day there was a playoff game, and I actually do play-by-play for that. So it's kind of like listening to the radio. It's cool, yeah, but when you're talking for, 2 hours straight, or excuse me, like 3 hours straight, like blabbering and doing commentary, your mouth just you want your mouth to, like, cave inward. It can be pretty exhausting in that respect. NHL in Austin, boy, it'd be hard keeping a good surface there, but if they do it in Sunrise, Florida, they can do it in Austin. Now, granted, they have the Texas Stars, the AHL affiliate of the Dallas Stars, and, of course, San Antonio is not that far away either. They only have the Spurs. They used to have the Rampage, thanks, Henderson. Uh, but yeah, Austin would it'd be fun to see a pro sports team in Austin. They do have MLS, I should say. Thank you, Riley. You know, I'm a dude with a microphone, but, I'm a friend to anybody who enjoys hockey in the way that we do. The East or the E Center in West Valley, that would be big enough? Yeah? Austin is the largest city with no major sports team. Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point we can kinda count MLS because those venues host a lot more than NHL does. Let's see here. If we count MLS, then what would be the largest city without a professional team? I know some people would say like Fort Worth, Texas, technically, right? But I mean, Fort Worth is right next to Dallas, so that kind of doesn't count, right? Albuquerque does not have a professional sports franchise, and the city alone has like 500 or 600,000 people. Colorado Springs is not part of Metro Denver, but that doesn't have its own pro sports franchise, and that's a big place of 600,000 plus people. Look at me with my knowledge of major sports cities and metro areas. I do know a thing or two about that. I also love geography. I'm kind of nerdy like that. But yeah, technically Long Beach doesn't have its own city or its own pro sports franchise. It's like basically next to LA, and it's 500,000 people. You got other cities like that in California. San Diego just has the Padres. I would love to see San Diego get another pro sports franchise because San Diego, they lost the Clippers to LA. They lost the Chargers, which really irks me. I don't know why. I like the Chargers though, or I would if they were back in San Diego. Um, and did they lose somebody else that I'm not thinking of? The Chargers, the Clippers. I don't know, but yeah, I mean Anchorage is fairly big for not having a sports franchise. But yeah, San Diego has the Padres, but we all know the Padres are never going to win a World Series. Chargers need to move back. Yeah, exactly. LaDainian Tomlinson should buy the team. Louisville, that's a good one. I forgot how big Louisville is. Probably because it's pretty close to what? It's pretty close to Cincinnati, but it is not part of the same metro area. Oh, you live in Albuquerque. Hmm. The fishes are hitting. All right, good luck. Watch out for those bears over there. And I'm not just talking about grizzlies either. El Paso's a big place without a sports franchise. Good call. Oh, that's right, Alec. You have pointed that out before. Milwaukee guys, nobody's mentioned Milwaukee, right? They haven't, I know that they have pro sports franchises, but it's pretty crazy that Milwaukee doesn't have an NHL franchise. I know they have the Milwaukee Admirals, the affiliate of the Predators. Um, and Cincinnati doesn't have a pro hockey franchise, despite having a decent sized metro. But yeah, if I could choose any city, though, of course I would choose Spokane. That would be perfect. Between Spokane and North Idaho, there were like 3/4 of a million people here. So it's like, okay, we could support probably an AHL team. I don't think we could do NHL because, first of all, we'd have to get a full new arena for NHL. We could build it out here though. We could make space for it. But I mean, what we need is a winter classic here. El Paso Chihuahuas. That's right. Yeah. Everyone likes the Blackhawks over there. I knew somebody from Wisconsin. I don't know if he was from Milwaukee, but his favorite team was actually the Red Wings. Probably because he's my age, so we grew up when the Red Wings were really good, whereas Chicago really wasn't. But yeah, you're right, Angus. Like you can go to a handful of games uh, if you only have to drive 90 minutes, right? Some people just sit in traffic for 90 minutes, even though they live 20 miles away, right? What about Indianapolis? That's a pretty big area for no NHL team. Omaha's a good one, yeah, because Omaha has no pro sports franchises. Do they decide mostly by population? Well, it depends on. I mean, it's all about the ownership group, right? They want to go for example, an ownership group might be keen to put a franchise somewhere like Nevada, right, where there's no income tax, or like the property taxes might be pretty low. So those are big factors up front. But yeah, the growth of the population is an influence. Competition of other sports teams can be an influence as well. Reno Rampage. I actually like that one quite a bit. Hell, I would take that for a hockey team over there. You've always wanted to be a season ticket holder. Well, I wish you the best with that. I've been a half season ticket holder for the Sharks before. I think it's one of those things where you want to have people who will go to the games, to where maybe you would even consider splitting season tickets, excuse me. Because as even a half season holder, going to 20 games was a lot. I think that like my sweet spot would be about 14 or 15 personally. But if you live really close by and have no other commitments, by all means. Marketing, yeah. The Reno Ice Raiders. I don't even know if I've heard about them before. I know Lake Tahoe has like youth leagues. I'm so excited that Lake Tahoe is getting an ECHL team, especially on the South Shore, because it's right by like, well, not they're good ski resorts on the North Shore, but the South Shore is it's more poppin', right? Unless you actually like include Reno as part of the North Shore, excuse me. But yeah, I think that's wonderful. With Tim Tebow getting it done with the ownership group. All right, guys. Well, my stomach is kind of growling here. I was not expecting to be around the whole time, but who knows? Maybe I could get in another preseason stream. Members, of course, I'll try to find a way for us to connect within the next week or so. And yeah, I got the Spokane Chiefs game going on tomorrow. That'll be pretty fun. And I still have to make my season predictions. That's the big one, guys. So stay tuned for that. I have some other great ideas as well. I just don't know what the timing will be on those. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was great seeing a lot of familiar faces and some new faces here as well. And as I like to say, I would love to continue talking about this conversation another time. Wolfie Fuentes, that's a fun one. All right. Well, anyway, guys, again, see that link in the video description down below if you want to check out our Discord and talk to each other when I'm not, live streaming. And you can also see my social media information there. I'm on Instagram and I'm on X and also on Rumble, by the way, guys. Um, Rumble is a pretty popular video platform as well because sometimes you might not see my stuff on YouTube because they do a pretty crappy job recommending it. So if anybody's on Rumble, again, it's free to create an account. I'll show you where I am in just a second here. But yeah, you can follow me at rumble.com/twistedwristerhockey. Basically, just the same thing that you'll find with my YouTube videos. I just want to make sure that we have that there for additional visibility. That's what that looks like here, Rumble. So here I am. All right, cool. Well, anyway, guys, have a great night, and I'll talk to you again soon. Catch you later.